This 11th message is titled, You Are God's Connection. And here is Mr. Osborn to share it with you.
Jesus preached perhaps his greatest sermons to individuals, to Nicodemus, for example, to the woman at the well. Philip made a missionary journey into a desert and preached his greatest sermon to an individual. You can read about it in the 8th chapter of Acts. Hundreds of years later, when missionaries crossed the desert into Ethiopia, they found the entire country had been opened to the gospel, the result of witnessing to one individual by Philip. Paul delivered one of his greatest and most persuasive sermons to an individual, Felix, the governor, and almost persuaded him to become a Christian. No preacher, no Christian is fully successful until he masters the secret of leading a person to Christ. Yet, all too often, church members who really want to serve the Lord and desire to win souls are not involved because they don't know where or how to begin. They've not realized that the individual Christian is the church, Christ's body, through which he continues ministering and witnessing today, doing the same things that he did before he was crucified. To help you begin, take advantage of many tools for soul winning which are available from so many good sources. Once you gain confidence, nothing will ever stop you from leading people to Christ. One couple brought 129 new people to their own church within 2 years because they went out witnessing as a regular part of their Christian living. What would happen in your church if 25 members became systematic soul winners? It'd revolutionize your church or any other church. So do it. You can do it. Just start. You can start now. When you begin and start to testify of your thrilling experiences, others will follow. Soon, you can be the cause of a fresh new revival in your church. Don't forget to get our book, Join This Chariot. It'll show you step by step how to lead a soul to Christ. While you stand and chat with a friend, while you read a newspaper, while you sleep at night, every minute of every day, at least 80 souls slip beyond the barriers of time into eternity. This is why we encourage Christians to be soul winners. Before you go to church alone, before you pray at your church altar, before you give your tithes and offerings, before you send your world evangelism investment, just think, over 80 people a minute, over 80 people a minute, over 80 a minute. And most of them have never heard the gospel even once. You cannot reach all of them, but you can reach some of them. So begin. You can do it. You're Christ's body, his feet, his arms, his lips, his voice. He can only reach lost souls through people just like you. Jesus chose business people, laboring people, ordinary people, such as fishermen and tax collectors, to be his witnesses. On the day of Pentecost, 120 ordinary individuals were filled with the Holy Ghost to be Christ's witness. You can read about it in Acts chapter 1, verse 8, and chapter 2, verse 4. They were not professionals with degrees. Persecution forced the early Christians to spread out from Jerusalem. Only the apostles remained. But according to Acts chapter 8, verse 4, they that were scattered abroad, which means everyone else, not the apostles, everyone else, all the other believers, it says they went everywhere preaching the word. Think of that. Ordinary people going everywhere preaching the word. Well, don't get hung up on the word preaching. It means they went teaching, telling, confessing, witnessing, communicating, telling people about Jesus Christ. Who were scattered? Lay people, not the apostles. The laity went everywhere preaching the word. The first martyr, Stephen, was a layman. The first evangelist, Philip, was a layman. The true church is a lay movement, not an organization dominated by professionals, but individual believers in whom Christ is born. God has placed you where you are in life to be his contact point right there. The preacher cannot reach your contacts. You are there, among your classmates, in your factory, in your neighborhood. You are God's connection with those around you. You are his voice, his body. I was preaching not long ago, and I heard myself say something that shocked even me. I said, you are God's door to your world. If you don't open the door to your world, God cannot come to your world. He can only come to your world through you. You are His door. And then I thought in retrospect, that's exactly what Jesus said. He said, I am the door. Well, of course, we know He's the door of salvation, but I thought, isn't that remarkable? Jesus was the door for us to come to God. Now we are the door for God to come to us, then through us back to people. Be His witness. Let Him speak through you. Anyone who truly knows Christ has something to say. The one who has nothing to say probably doesn't really know Christ personally. Your church needs your witness if it's to be a soul-winning church. But most of all, the great shepherd depends on your body as his soul-winning instrument, as the soul-winning church in action. You have a personal testimony. Share it with those you meet. That would be the gospel, according to you. Let's talk about Christian soul winning. Here is the case in a nutshell. Number 1, your calling. Every believer a witness. Number 2, your field, out where the people are. Number 3, your goal, adding to your church. Number 4, your tools, effective gospel literature. Now let me repeat those.
First, your calling. Every believer a witness.
Christian means Christ-like. Christ was the greatest soul winner. He came to seek and to save the lost. He told His first followers to be fishers of people, and He told His last followers to witness to every creature. To be Christ-like, a Christian, is to be a soul winner, to be Christ-inhabited, Christ-indwelt. Most Christians want to witness, but are timid and do not know how. They don't know that they are Christ's body.
Second, your field, out where the people are.
Reach the unchurched, the down and outers, the up and outers, the non-Christians. They will listen. They need you. The unconverted do not go to church. Christ can never reach them except through people like you. Street corners, houses, stores, slums, bedsides, marketplaces, beaches, jails, hospitals, resorts, fairs, clubs, door to door, among the unconverted, among the unchurched. That is the darkness where Christ's light in your life will shine brightest. That is your field, out where the people are. Lead them to Christ. Let Him speak to them through your lips. Then they'll follow you to your church or to some other church where they can receive more light.
Third, your goal, adding to your church.
It's not enough to witness or win souls. They should be influenced into a church where a faithful pastor can establish them in Bible faith. Stamp every piece of literature that you distribute with your church name and address. Welcome new contacts to your congregation. Meet them there. Introduce them to fellow Christians and to your pastor. Do follow-up ministry. Visit them. Give them good literature. Remind them of church meetings. Don't stop until they've been added to your church.
Fourth, your tools, effective gospel literature.
We offer 18 different Christ-centered tracts. Soul winners may obtain them in quantities for a reasonable price. They've been provided by the millions for church leaders and national Christians all over the free world. Carry them wherever you go. These paper preachers, written in common language for the person on the street, will witness for you. Imprinted with your church name and address, each tract speaks for your church too. Request information about them today. Use them for your personal witnessing to help you lead new souls to Christ.
Gospel cassettes.
Almost anywhere you can buy a portable, transistorized, battery-powered cassette player with a microphone. This is a marvelous tool for witnessing to groups as well as to individuals. Then with a set of our crusade tapes or any of our innumerable other tapes, you can extend the influence and power of these great crusades and other ministries to individuals and groups in your own church area or wherever you have influence. Such a unit makes you an effective witness to reach more souls and to draw them into your church or Bible group for more instruction on how to follow Christ better.
Faith books.
We've written several books which contain the cream of our teaching on evangelism, self-esteem, salvation, healing, faith, positive Christian living, and soul winning. They're easy to read, direct, and to the point. They make a powerful faith library, a compact Bible school for soul winners. Each book bears a clear salvation message, and it's a faith builder. They're ideal tools to give or loan to the sick, to unbelievers, to shut-ins, or to a neighbor as a follow-up to your witness. It will anchor their faith and draw them into your home church or into some church where they can learn more about Christ. Write for a complete list of the books that we've written and of the cassettes that we've recorded.
Reaching the unreached.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18 says, "Without a vision, the people perish." Keep your vision fresh by reading our World Evangelism news magazine, Faith Digest. It's a family favorite among Christians in 130 nations, and it's free upon request. It contains new ideas and fresh concepts to build your faith and to inspire you to win more souls, to lead them into your congregation or to some other church, and also to help you in positive, successful Christian living.
Dr. Osborn is ready now to share message number 12.